and we plan to have it every Sunday um, from 9:30 to 10:30, and we are planning to have it for a year. What are the benefits of learning the Gita or just being close, keeping Gita close to your heart? The benefit is that you will learn how to develop focus, you will learn some very important life skills, and you will also learn to be calm and reduce your anger. You will learn to have more compassion and empathy, and you will have success, and you will know how to communicate rightly, right? Because right communication will win you success. So that is why we are learning the Gita. Let's move to the next slide. So these are some famous people who have spoken about Gita. What did Gandhiji say about Gita? Gandhiji said that those who meditate on the Gita, they will get fresh joy. Every time you meditate on Gita, you will get a new joy. You will get new meanings. Every time you read a same verse, you will get new meanings from the Gita. Yes, can you hear me? Yes, who is that?
Ma'am, please make the slide on full screen.
It is on full screen. It is already on full screen. Yeah. I'll be sharing the entire slide in the group. Okay, is that Arnab?
Yeah.
Yes, dear.
Okay, ma'am.
Albert Einstein has also said that when I read the Bhagavad Gita and I reflect upon how God has created the universe and everything, everything else seems superfluous. Means you come to know that everything is temporary, and that makes you wiser. Swami Vivekananda has said that never say no. Never say I cannot. Why? Because you are actually not limited. You and me and all the people in this world and all the living things are not limited. They are infinite. Infinite means we actually live forever. There is, the soul within us. We have to think about ourselves as that infinite soul. Okay, if you can't understand, slowly you will be able to understand. So before I begin today's Bhagavad Gita class for children, I want to do a small prayer. I want to say a small prayer for Guru. And I would like to remember um, all my gurus, my parents, my brother. I would like to remember my husband and my children. I want to remember the two gurus from whom I learned from ISKCON first, from ISKCON Chennai, Amarendra Prabhu and Sukirti Mata. I want to remember Vidyapati Prabhu from Jamshedpur. I remember Namanishta Prabhu and from ISKCON Mangalore. I remember Govind Prabhu and Krishnamai Mata from Singapore. Above all, I pray in my mind to His Divine Grace Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of the ISKCON movement. So let's have the small Guru prayer. I want you to just listen carefully and meditate on it. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So I offer my respectful obeisances to my spiritual master who has opened my eyes which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance with the torchlight of knowledge. So let's listen to a small story. Children, you all like stories always, right? So let's listen to a small story which shows the significance of the Guru. Once a student was there, there was a student and he was ready, he had finished his whole education. He had completed his academics, his studies, and he was ready to take the test. This was long ago. And he wanted to show all that he has learned. And he wanted to start his journey into the world. So the Guru said, go to that tree there and with your eyes closed, I want you to say all the main concepts that you have learned to that tree. For every mistake that you make, one leaf will fall from that tree. And after you complete all the concepts that you remember, you can open your eyes and bring all the leaves that have fallen. So what did the student do? He closed his eyes and he started saying all the different verses and all the different things he has learned one by one. He started remembering what all he can, and when he opened, he said it very nicely, and when he opened his eyes, he saw that all the leaves of the tree had fallen, and he was so sad. He wondered, how come all the leaves have fallen? I said all my verses correctly. I said everything perfectly. He went to his guru and he asked, Guruji, why has all the leaves fallen? I have said everything you have taught me. The guru asked, did you remember me before you started your test? The student replied, I forgot to do so. So the guru said that all your learning, whenever you learn something, it will be of value only when you remember the guru who taught you everything humbly before any test in life. Okay? Did you understand the story, Niranjan? You understood the story? So why did the leaves fall, Niranjan? Why did the leaves fall?
Ma'am, because he forgot about his guru.
Yes, correct. So Arnab, your name is Arnab, right? Is your name Arnab?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Arnab, what do we learn from this little story? What should we do?
Ma'am, we should, pray the person or just start the test when we are doing the thing that he has taught.
Yes. So we must always try and remember the person who has, the guru who has taught us before we enter anything which is related to that test. So let's move on now to the next slide. I want to tell you children that I am not teaching the Bhagavad Gita based on my own understanding. Okay, I am teaching you based on this His divine grace.
Ma'am, we can only see the first slide.
Is it?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right. Thanks for telling me. So this was the first slide, and then we had these quotations. Okay, and then we had this Swami Vivekananda's quote, and this is where we had the Guru. Now you can see. Arnav? Okay. I'm not making it full screen because there's some problem when I make it full screen, I think. This is about the story, and now I want to talk to you a little bit about Prabhupada, because I am going to be following the teachings of Swami Prabhupada. Why am I talking about Srila Prabhupada when I am discussing in the Gita class? That is because the message of Lord Krishna in the Gita must come via an unbroken chain of disciplinic succession. That means Krishna said this first, to whom he said it, and then it comes through a disciplinic succession, and I don't just tell you anything I am hearing from anywhere. Okay? So what Srila Prabhupada said is that between B for birth and D for death, there is B, C, D. There is a C for chanting. And that C for chanting is what will take us back to Krishna. So he says that we must every day meditate. Meditation makes us closer to Krishna. So we must meditate every day. We begin by saying the Panchatattva Mahamantra, which is Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, I want you to say it, repeat after me. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Say. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Can you hear me? Yeah. You can just keep yourself muted and just say with me, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. And then we say the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Now Hare Krishna is said to be so powerful that it is actually Krishna himself in the sound form. So we say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is a Maha Mantra, okay, which we must try to say every day. Now, who is Srila Prabhupada? It is now 125 years since he was born. So you must have heard his news that PM Narendra Modi, he released the rupees 125 coin to mark ISKCON's founders 125th birth anniversary. Okay, so that is how Srila Prabhupada has got so much of importance. So he says, Srila Prabhupada himself, he says how when he was a small boy, he was just 6 years old, and his father in this picture you can see has gifted him a Ratha. So in these temples they have Ratha Yatra, Dola Yatra, and he used to move this Ratha Yatra in his neighborhood. And from his very childhood he used to have Krishna consciousness, and he spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. So when was he born? He was born on September 1st, 1896. Srila Prabhupada was born in Calcutta. His father was Gaur Mohan De and his mother Rajani, and they named him Abhay Charan. An astrologer, astrologer who predicted future, he prepared horoscope of Prabhupada, and the astrologer said that when he reaches 70 years, he will cross the ocean and he'll become a great teacher of religion, and he will establish 108 Krishna temples. And that became true. Prabhupada has established so many ISKCON temples all over the world, and he has made people understand that the only way to live is by remembering Krishna. That will help you in every step of life. This is another picture of Srila Prabhupada. And these are some of the Krishna ISKCON temples, beautiful deities. Okay. Now Gita. What is Gita? It's a very vast book. It's a systematic study. So when we do a systematic study of the Gita, it will take almost about a year. It has 700 verses. Out of the 700, yes, you have the Krishna as it is, Arnav. Very nice. You already have it. Niranjan, if you don't have it, I can arrange for it to send it to you. Okay. So this Bhagavad, very good, Arnav. You can read it as we are studying. Superb. Good to see that, Arnav. So yeah, Niranjan, I will. You can buy it. I'll send you the soft copy also. I can send you the whole PDF also. Okay, Niranjan, and so this Gita has 700 verses, out of which 574 verses were spoken by Lord Krishna, 84 of them by Arjuna, 41 by Sanjaya, and 1 by Dhritarashtra. Now, who are all these characters? If you know little Mahabharata, you will know. Yes, Niran. Yes, tell me, Apu.
Ma'am, it's from Mahabharata, Lord Krishna, Arjuna,
Yes.
Sanjaya and Dhritarashtra.
Yes, they are all characters of the Mahabharata. So, in the Sunday class, this is my plan. We are going to have 40 classes and we'll have 40 quizzes. Okay, so this is an introductory class. From next class onwards, we'll have a quiz also. We will learn 36 verses and at least 36 stories, many more. We'll have some small tests and we'll have a presentation, and you'll get a certificate at the end of the year. Okay, and you can also enroll to the level 2 class. Now I am referring to this book also, children, to teach you the Bhagavad Gita. I am referring to Insights into Bhagavad Gita by Swami Bhumananda Tirtha and also by Jayadal Goyandaka. This book for children by Rupa Pai, and Life and Deeds of Lord Krishna written by my mother, Dr. Gauri Suresh. So I in the beginning I had asked you, what does Bhagavad Gita mean? Bhagavat is Bhagavan, that is Krishna himself, and Gita is song. So this is a song by the God. So we are all looking for God everywhere. Where is Lord? Where is Lord? Please talk to me. And actually you can see that book which Arnav showed. God has actually given us a book, and He is talking to us through the Gita. He is talking to us. That is the magnificence of the Gita, and we are not able to see the beauty of it. So Bhagavad Gita is actually our life manual. It is giving us a guide of how to live. It is part of Mahabharata, the story. Mahabharata is an important scripture, itihasa. It is composed by the sage and literary incarnation of the Lord, Srila Vyasadeva. So Srila Vyasadeva is also an incarnation or avatar of God himself, and this is an epic which has 1,10,000 verses, which makes it the longest poem in the world. There is no poem longer than the Mahabharata. The Bhagavad Gita actually comes inside the Mahabharata. The Mahabharata is considered as a smriti. It is something that we remember, smriti. But the Bhagavad Gita is a shruti. Okay, the Bhagavad Gita is a shruti. That means we are directly learning it by listening. It is the word of the Supreme Lord, and the rules and regulations and eternal principles. Means it's the rules of the world. Smriti can change according to circumstances. Smriti, when you remember, it can change, but Shruti doesn't change. We remember it as it is. The name Mahabharata, it means the great story of the Bharatas. King Bharat, he was an early ancestor of both Pandavas and Kauravas. So these were a whole set of Pandavas were brothers and their cousins were the Kaurava brothers. And they actually fight each other in this great war. So to understand this whole Mahabharata story will take me many classes. So I am not going to tell you the whole story. Whenever you get a chance, you can try and understand. I will give you a little bit of basic understanding. Okay. So Pandavas and Kauravas, they are all ready for a great war due to lots of reasons. And here the word is also used. The word Bharata is also for the Indian race. Indians are called the Bharatas. Okay, so the name India actually is a foreign name, and Bharat is actually the spiritual name of our country. King Bharat was very unique because he did not appoint his sons, but he appointed those who were qualified, and after many generations, after King Bharat, after many generations, King Shantanu became the king of Hastinapura, and then his children and grandchildren are the ones who are in the Mahabharata story. Okay, so the story begins with the big war. Where the Gita comes is it starts in the Gita starts in the Mahabharata war. We have Pandavas on one side and the Kauravas on the other side. Krishna is the one who is asked to drive the chariot into the middle of both the armies, because Arjuna wanted to see whom he is going to fight. He wanted to see everyone once before he starts fighting. So Arjuna, in the middle of the Mahabharata war, is full of bewilderment. Bewilderment means he's full of so many emotions, confusion. He is feeling compassionate for those who are on the opposite side. He doesn't want to fight. There's an illusion. But you know what? This whole illusion in Arjuna's mind is actually understood to be Krishna's arrangement. Krishna is actually planning this whole thing to happen, because if Arjuna was not confused in the war, if Arjuna was not bewildered, then Krishna would not have to say the Bhagavad Gita to everyone. Krishna is saying the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Although Arjuna is the first listener so many years ago, even today we are listening to the Bhagavad Gita. So actually Krishna wanted to say the Gita to Arjuna for the benefit of everyone. Okay, did you understand that, Arnav and Niranjan? Yeah. So every journey, thank you Arnav and Niranjan, every journey begins with a single step. So let's begin today the journey into the mysticism of Gita. So once more I welcome both of you, and we have the first chapter, which is Arjuna's Yoga of Lamentation. Here we have a dialogue between, the whole Gita is actually mainly a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. Arjuna has so many questions. He wants to ask so many things to Krishna. as he wants to understand what is the right thing for him to do. And you and me, we always have so many questions in our mind, right? We don't know what is right, we don't know what is wrong, because no one knows everything, right? No human being can know everything, so we don't know what is really right. So if we have Arjuna and Krishna with us, then we come to know that success will be ours, because Krishna is God and he knows everything. So today we will start with one verse, okay? And that is the last verse of the Bhagavad Gita. I would want you both to learn it up by the next class. This verse is spoken by Sanjaya, who is actually sitting with Dhritarashtra, who is the father of the Kauravas, and his brother's children are the Pandavas, right? Sanjaya has watched the whole Mahabharata war and he's telling Dhritarashtra the whole story, and he also had the good fortune of listening to the Gita. So when the whole Gita is over, when he says all about the what Krishna told Arjuna, when he speaks about it, in the end this is what this shloka or this verse, which is the last verse of Bhagavad Gita, is what Sanjaya speaks. It goes like this. Listen carefully. Yatra yogeshwarah Krishno, yatra partho dhanurdharaha, tatra shrir vijayo bhutir, dhruvanitir matir mama. It means that wherever there is Krishna, who is a master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, who is a supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence. Opulence means richness. Victory. Victory means winning. Extraordinary power. You will be blessed with extraordinary power, and there will be morality. And Sanjaya says that is my opinion. So he is saying that wherever there is Krishna and Arjuna, there will be victory, opulence, power and morality. So today you and me, we are starting this journey of going through the Gita, and we are going to make Krishna and Arjuna a part of our lives, so that we will always have opulence, victory, power and morality. Okay. So the next class on 23rd January, I'll be having a quiz, and it will be a quiz, there'll be a quiz on what all we have done today, and these are the things we will cover in the next class. We will cover Bhagavad Gita is a life manual. We will learn the 5 main subject matters in Bhagavad Gita. We will learn 5 reasons why Arjuna is so sad before the war begins. Why is he lamenting? Lamenting means crying. Why is he so sad? And we will also look at 9 reasons why Arjuna wins. Okay, and so we will be starting with chapter 1 also in the next class, which is Arjuna Vishada Yoga, which is related to Arjuna's sorrow or frustration. Once more, I would like to say that my teachings are based on Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So do you have any questions? Today is only an introduction class, so I am going to end early. Hopefully by next class you will be able to learn this one shloka. I want you to try saying it with me. Yatra yogeshwarah Krishno. Say, Yatra yogeshwarah Krishno, yatra partho dhanurdharaha, tatra shrir vijayo bhutir, dhruvanitir matir mama. Okay, this is a shloka which says that wherever there is Arjuna and Krishna, there will be opulence, victory, power and morality. Okay, so please try to learn this. Arnav and Niranjan, do you want to say anything or ask any questions?
No, ma'am, but there is another children join.
Oh, is it? I did not see. Somebody is waiting.
No, ma'am, there is some children join in the class.
Oh, Arav, were you there? I didn't see you. Jayanandan?
Yes, ma'am, I am there.
Okay. Arav, I didn't notice you because in my screen it was showing only Arnav and Niranjan. Alright. So good, Arav. What did you learn today?